flying, flying, flying.
Hi, welcome back. I'm revisiting this video that I'd done due to the fact that I got some really good constructive criticism on the fact that people couldn't hear what I was saying. Sorry about that. I've worked out a better way to hook up the sound, and hopefully this will be a bit clearer. I've condensed the whole thing down, so I'm now just concentrating purely on the kick and the bass track that I wanted to use to show you this technique. Now, I will say ahead of time that I'm just going to show you one way of using this. You can run with this, do as many different EQ shapes. You know, there's so many other ways of using this. This is just to get you thinking. Okay, let's get started. First things first. I want to use the kick to trigger an EQ to drop out certain frequencies of the bass to make room for the kick in the mix. I don't want to drop the bass out totally like a sidechain compression effect. I just wanted to create a little bit of space and give myself a little bit more headroom to play with. So, first things first, we've got this is our bass track. We're going to add an EQ. So if we put on rear EQ, on the second tab here, I've got a low shelf set up. So that's what I'm going to use to try and drop down whenever the kick hits. Set this up so that that drops out and just the frequencies I want. So what we want to do is we're going to set up a sidechain. So I'm going to add an extra couple of channels on my bass so that I can use them for sidechains. I'm going to send my kick to my bass, and I'm going to send that audio 1 and 2 to channels 3 and 4, i.e. my sidechain inputs. I'm going to switch off the MIDI just because I'm sending it to a MIDI track. I don't want any problems. And that's that. So the kick is set up and ready. If we click on the gain knob of this EQ and then click on parameter modulation, what will come up is the last touched parameter. So that's the gain for the low shelf. We want to center this so that everything's centered on the 0 dB line, and click audio control signal sidechain, because that's what we're going to use the audio from our kick as a sidechain input into this. And this opens up. So what we want to do is select our track audio channels that we want as our inputs, and that obviously is 3 and 4 that we've got coming from our kick. Attack, we want to turn this down quite a bit, have this happening quite quickly. I found around 6 milliseconds to work quite well. And the release, I'll show you a little trick to give you an idea where to start working out what the release should be. Min and max volumes we can just leave as they are, and the strength, I'm going to turn that down. Direction, let's make this negative, because in this case we want to turn the gain down. Positive would be like an expander, second would go up and down around the 0 dB mark. And that's that set up, other than the strength and the release. The release, I'll show you now. Just as a way to work out your release times on this, how I go about it, and I've found that as a fairly foolproof method, is if you right click up on the time ruler here and select seconds as your measurement, and then zoom in on one of these kicks. We want one where there's 2 kicks hitting so we know how long it is between kick drums, and this one's a little bit shorter than these other ones. So with the snap turned off, if we create a loop region around this kick, and then if we look down here in this bottom left hand corner, this is the selection, the time from and to, and how long the selection is. So we can see that it's 320 milliseconds basically. So from there, I mean, that's the longest we want to make our release time. So I mean, ideally really we kind of know we want to make it around maybe 150 milliseconds, something in that region. So if we open up our parameter again, and we can set this at 100. Now everything again you listen to it. You know, listen to it in the track, adjust, get it to sound how you want it to sound. That's us just about ready. So if we press play, you can see that we're starting to get a reaction. So whenever that kick is hitting, it's turning down those frequencies a little bit. So if we turn the strength up a bit, you can see that it's turning it down even more. And I'll show you why I turned it down, because you can see there you get a really resonant peak. So that's it basically. I mean, then we can adjust which frequencies we want. If we take it right up, we're going to have a kind of sidechain compression effect going on. If we take it down, like I say, I just wanted to clear some space down in these lower frequencies. Hope that was helpful. Hope it's a little bit clearer. Sorry for the last one. And over and out. Thank you.